The White House has announced a new military aid package for Ukraine.
There is a very strong international coalition behind Ukraine. And if Putin thinks he can outlast us, he's wrong. He's wrong. And so we will have another package of aid for Ukraine soon to signal our continued support for the brave people of Ukraine. And so that's our message. Karine Jean-Pierre, White House press secretary, from a statement at the press briefing.
The statement is particularly important considering recent decisions of the U.S. Congress. For example, a package of additional funding for Ukraine was excluded from the temporary budget adopted the other day to prevent a government shutdown.
First of all, this did not depend on Ukraine as such. It was an internal political struggle, and this support package did not include the very important issue of protecting the southern border with Mexico, which is very important to the Republicans. So the Democrats and conservative traditional Republicans are planning to make a definite package on two of these issues, the border and support for Ukraine, and will vote on it over the next few weeks.
However, this does not mean that support for Kyiv will be put on pause until a new decision is made. The United States government has the ability to continue to provide Ukraine with military assistance. The Pentagon is authorized to use about $5.5 million from the U.S. budget for weapons and equipment from existing stockpiles, as well as to fund tasks such as training of Ukrainian military. The Kremlin will use propaganda, pro-Russian political parties, and the spread of conspiracy theories to try to change Western countries' policies towards Kyiv, the New York Times reported.
Of course, they are trying to promote the idea that the Ukrainian counteroffensive reached a dead end right now. And in fact, that's why there is supposedly no point in continuing to supply weapons to help Ukraine. Thank God that such messages, ideas and theses are not very well received in the West. They, the governments, understand that more help is needed.
Members of the international coalition are adopting strategies for medium and long-term support for Kyiv. For example, the head of the European diplomacy, Josep Borrell, said that by the end of the year, the EU will decide on providing Ukraine with €5 billion annually until 2027.
This is also a strong signal to Russia. We are telling them that we are not intimidated by their missiles. We are determined to support Ukraine, their struggle for freedom and independence, and this support will continue. Josep Borrell, High Representative of the European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, at the EU Foreign Affairs Council meeting in Kyiv. Someone is deliberately making an impression and spreading information that support for Ukraine has weakened. But don't wait, that will not happen.
The Finnish government has announced a new 19th package of military aid for Ukraine. The size of a tranche is €94 million. According to the country's foreign minister Elina Valtonen, support for Ukraine is a common defense struggle for European way of life and values. That is why it will continue as long as necessary. Reported by Anastasia Tarnavska, Vasil Panasiuk, UATV News.